I've been selling real estate since 2004. I've seen the ups and I've seen the downs. I've seen interest rates at highs and interest rate go back down and interest rate go back up. I've seen prices pretty much go up ever since day one. Right now it's definitely a unique time in the real estate market, but I look back to 2006, right? Our market, we had 6,000 homes for sale. Our market today, we have 3,000, half of what we had in 2006. And one of the bigger issues is we've added probably 15 different cities to our MLS. So we've added more people and we have half the number of homes for sale. We also had 1,700 real estate agents, which dropped down to around 1,300 in 2008 and 9. And currently we have over 3,000 real estate agents in our market. As you can tell, the real estate market is highly, highly competitive and it's very, very difficult. The old rule of 90-10. 90% of the business is done by 10% of the real estate agents. And in our market, we have that rule just like anywhere else. And in our market, 90% of that business is done by that 10%. I can look up and I can see probably 2,000 of the 3,000 agents have done less than 5 deals in a year. That's not enough to make a living. So you have to look at the situation and say, okay, do I want to get into real estate? Can I make it in real estate? You know, when my wife joined me in the business, the one thing I said to her was, because I know she's smart and I know she's nice and I know people like her, right? So those things I already qualified. But I said, you got to be able to answer your phone. You got to be able to be honest with people. And you have to make sure that you take care of people and care about people. And you'll be successful in this business. Answer your phone, care about people, and be honest. And you will be just fine. But too many people don't answer their phone. Too many people just, you know, we get a lot of spam calls, so you just don't watch spam call and you don't call the people back. You get someone calling you that wants to take a little bit of your time. I see a lot of real estate agents today, they don't want to give up their time. Well, that's what real estate's all about. We have the NFL football season coming up right now. I love the Minnesota Vikings. I have loved them my whole life. I spent 10 to 12 years not seeing but maybe a couple games a year because we didn't have the technology that we have today where I'd go sit in open house and I'd miss a game. I'd have to listen to it on the radio, and I did. I ended up loving listening to it on the radio. Actually, the guy's voice was the best. It was probably almost better than watching the game. But now we can watch it on our phone, right? So that problem is solved. But you have to give stuff up in order to get somewhere. And I'm telling you right now, people in our society today don't want to give stuff up to get somewhere. That is the biggest problem I see in society. Nobody wants to give stuff up. I have the millennial world out there right now telling us, hey, you know what? I can't buy a house. Prices are too high. Interest rates are too high. Absolutely. Yes, they are. But you also pay for your internet. Hey, if you want to buy a house, you might have to give something up. Only use the internet on your phone. Only use the internet at the coffee shop. You also probably have $75 to $200 worth of crap you're paying for on apps. You might have to give those up. YouTube TV, might have to give that up. Whatever you have to do to get to where you want to be takes sacrifice. And if you don't sacrifice, it's highly unlikely you're going to get to where you want to be. And that's something that has fell on deaf ears for the last 10 years. Somehow that needs to change in order for us to start making improvements in life, in order for our youth to be able to start growing into adulthood and moving forward and being able to buy a home in this new world. Like Oliver Anthony said, new world in an old soul. Well, that old soul used to make sacrifices to get where they want to be. And I think today's youth needs to learn to make those sacrifices to get to where they want to be. But I've been selling real estate for a long time. I'm going to have to sell it for a lot longer because to get out of real estate is really tough because the minute you walk away, so does the money. You have to have an end game. I do have a strategy to get out when the time comes, but until then, I'm going to keep hammering.